Martin, and you are watching WDT Media TV.
I'm trying to ensure that I'm poised at a place where I can see everybody or everybody can see me, your parents. And about you as parents. I want to, thank Mrs. Mackenzie for inviting me and the Mustard Seed communities. I'm truly delighted to be here. Some years ago, I was assigned here as institution officer. And I know firsthand just the mammoth task it is to work with these children. So I commend you staff at my father's house, and I commend you parents. Give yourself a round of applause, please. So it sounds like you're not proud of yourself, man. Let's try that again. Give yourself a round of applause. Alright, so children need our love and protection. Get involved. What does this mean? What I will say to you in terms of children need our love and protection and what this love should or ought to look like. One, it has to be a love free from all forms of harm and danger. Now, the children that you have here, they are very vulnerable, for the obvious reasons, right? And so, in many cases, and lucky for you, they are in the arms of the Mustard Seed communities, and they are so protected. But there are things that you can do also to help that. When you come here, when you don't show up for them, that is also a form of emotional harm, because whether or not they can talk, they know when people are around them and they can sense your love and your protection and your care. So firstly, I want to say, love and protection, the love has to be unconditional. It has to be consistent. Show up consistently. And I'm sure I'm talking to the converted here because you are here. Okay? The second thing I want to say is in terms of children need our love and protection. A love that has no strings attached. Let me repeat that. A love that has no strings attached. Meaning, you don't just love them because I mean by this. It means that you love them in spite of whatever it is, whatever challenges that they may bring your way. So those of you may have other children who are able-bodied, and this applies to them as well, because I'm not only speaking to parents because you're parents at this facility. I'm speaking to you generally as parents. Children ought to be shown unconditional positive regard. And when I say this, it means that children will be children. There will be times when they will make mistakes, they will err, they will rub you the wrong way, but they are your child and they're growing and they're learning and they're making mistakes. So we love them in spite of their flaws, in spite of their misdeeds and misbehaviors, because guess what? All of us have fallen short of God's glory, and He loves us with unconditional positive regard. So our children deserve the same. Okay, so how can you poise yourself though to give this love? So I was talking about children and how you can show up for them, love them unconditionally, love them with no strings attached. But how can you did you get a parenting manual when you were becoming a parent? None of us got that. Nobody trained us to be parents, most of us, nobody, as a matter of fact. You became a mother and you had to figure it out, right? So let me introduce you to some things. How can you poise yourself now to give this love in the best way possible? One, by loving yourself. No, let me repeat this. By loving yourself. You ever hear, I'm sure you have heard the term, you cannot pour from an empty cup. If you are not filled with the love of God, because you cannot be filled with self-love if you don't have the love of God. If your heart not clean, if your heart is not right with God, then it's going to be bereft of self-love. So you have to love yourself. And what does self-love look like? Because you love yourself, you are going to take care of yourself. Because you love yourself, you're going to avoid those things that will self-love. Self-love is also knowing when you have had your limit and when you need to reach out and get the help that you need to get to be better parents. Now, secondly, self-care. And remember now I'm talking about how can you show up in terms of providing love and protection in the best way, okay? So there is no self-care without self-love. Because if you love yourself, you're going to put yourself first. You're going to walk away from toxic relationships, whether it is a work relationship or a personal, intimate relationship, because you love yourself and you know that if you're in toxic spaces, you cannot be your best self. So self-care, and how do you care for yourself? You have to care for your spirit first and foremost. You know, what kind of relationship do you have? I know maybe people have different religious beliefs in here. I don't know if I see any Rastafarians. I know Jamaica has become quite religiously diverse these days. So some people are Buddhists, some people...